Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the rumpled one. It is Sunday, December 2nd, the year 2018. Let's talk trading. Weekly opening gap, start of a new month. We've got just 1 month, about 4 weeks left here in the year. And I hope everybody's profitable so far this year. And I know we're going to have stellar money and risk management throughout the month of December, so we'll have a make it a stellar year. In fact, somebody asked me in an email about calculating position size and all. Well, it's real simple. You decide what the risk is. Maybe you have $1,000 account and you're willing to risk what, $10 a trade, 1%. So how do you calculate that? Well, you drop your 10 in here. Now, you know how much each pip costs, so you say, well, if you decide that your stop loss is going to be 10 pips, and then you just say right here, you got your 1% risk or $10, you're going to 10 pips, so that means you're going to have a position size of $1 a pip. It's that simple. Okay, we're starting a month. We're just above the mid of the previous month. You can see here, this month is an inside bar. So look to go long at the previous month's high and look to go short at the previous month's low. Also, we're in the upper wick zone, so you would actually start your short here about 128.49 if you're trading the euro yen. Let's take a look at the weekly. Oh, we got a lot of gaps that haven't filled so far. A lot of gaps that have not filled. You can see here we're in the upper wick zone on the weekly. So once again, we can take a long at 129.28. Look to go short at 128.49. Lots of gaps to be filled. Wow. And there's some sizable gaps there too. Okay, on the daily, you can see where 129.26 is the long trigger here, and the short trigger off the daily is 128.41. And you can see we've got two ranges already over 100, and it's just Sunday night. Whereas euro yen's only clocking in at 33, dollar yen's clocking in at 32, so you can see not much movement really. And looking at the buy zone, we've got a pivot here. I'm not sure if that, let's see, what's the low of this candle? Let's see, the low of the day was 80. So it looks like we haven't quite, no, that says low 72. Oh, this isn't daily chart, this is the H1. Okay, so it looks like we hit that pivot. Let's see, 7.2. Nope, we haven't. We missed it by 2 points. Anyway, you can see here we want to fade that. So if you faded it, there was a fade there and a fade there, fade there. All should be profitable trades. You can see we're still below the weekly open, which is the same as the daily open since this is first day of the week. Rat zone, 32 pips. The zones are overlapping. No trade. You can see this weekly gap. So definitely looking to fill that gap. So what else do we have here? We've got the pivot. Right here, we got the monthly pivot, the new monthly pivot, 128, call it 71. So we're going to look for that. Weekly pivot, 128.56. So, and you can see right there where the weekly pivot is. Right there on that H4 candle. So we got to close that gap. Okay, and you can see here we've got 3 missed pivots right there. So look for this one to fill. And once again, you can see here this gap. Okay, there's the open, there's the close, big gap. Look for that gap to fill sometime. You may notice that I've increased the number of lines here to look at the buying and selling. You can see here we've had some hundreds of ticks of buying and selling. Not much movement, 5 pips, 3.1 pips. You have 4.2 pips of selling at the moment. And the 5 lines, you can see here, we've been oscillating around the previous day's midpoint. Now, somebody else asked me a question. I'm not sure what they were asking me something about the dashboard, and they were asking about the 2016 dashboard, but you see 2017 dashboard far superseded the 2016 dashboard. You just have so many more options and so much more flexible. I figured out a few things programming wise and exploited them in the 2017 dashboard. I didn't get to do an update to 2018. I got busy doing other things, as you guys know. But yeah, some of the things I just want to add some more features to it, but I'm gonna have to rip it apart, add some things, and put it back together to do that. And I don't know. We'll see what 2019 holds. But in the meantime, there's nothing lost. It would just be just a few more things that would just give you a couple more benefits. That's all. But nothing that's gonna hold you up from making profit. Holo setup, you can see it right here. I'm still wanting to fill this gap. I think we're going to fill that gap. I could be wrong. Okay, we have a short trigger here. Short trigger just triggered in a Larry live trade not too long ago. There's your long trigger, 128.89 off the inventory reduction bars. As you can see here on my favorite, one of my favorite trading charts, there hasn't been a signal today because, as you can see, all the line, this is between the lines, but still I just believe we're going to get that short covered. And you can see here on the tick chart, when price dropped below the peak of the bid, you can see we dropped down about 4 pips, which only here you have a 5.8 sell. So that's what happened. And if you look here at the Einstein line, there was a short trigger when I opened up, 1 minute after opening up the chart, and you can see here the stop loss was never threatened. It didn't even go back up, and a nice ride down for about 0.89 pips. Came back. So some of these, you see a big bar there like this one, you think, okay, maybe that's about time to get out. But usually these big bars have a tendency, price has a tendency to go back to the open. So if you ride that out, actually, if you wrote that out, you're probably being a little greedy, but nonetheless, that's still okay. Let me see. I loaded up another chart here just to show you guys something. Where did I put it? Wix. Where did I put? Oh, here we go. Actually, it should be on H1. I used the TRO whole lows indicator. You can see here we've got the yearly H1 high and the yearly H1 lowest, highest open and lowest open. And then you can see here we've got the monthly H1, monthly D1 highest open, monthly D1 lowest open, and then the daily H1 lowest open, monthly H1 lowest open. So this is showing that you can trade these lines. You don't have to stick to the day. So if you're a swing trader or something, and you want to, know when to get in, it's like, well, hey, here's a monthly lowest open right here, or here's a day, or a yearly, or I'd say, do I have a weekly? I guess the weekly and the daily are the same, so they won't be showing right now. So you might want to check this indicator out. And the indicator name is the TRO Holos daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. But because I thought I had written it, I hadn't used it in a while, but I was looking at it and say, yeah, I need to explain this because I know there's some people, out there that are using the holo and they're doing a good job at it, locking in the pips. But I just want them to realize that they can expand that to not only if you're intraday trader, but maybe you want to put a trade on and come back, a couple times a week and just to check it out. Maybe you check it out once a day. You can't sit there and be a day trader. You're more of a swing trader, position trader. It's just nice knowing where these levels are because they're good levels to trade off of. So that's about it, fellow traders. Once again, I pointed out we've got a lot of open gaps. So once again, take a gander. So at the end of the week, if these suckers fill up and you didn't take it, don't blame me for not giving you the heads up. So for the month of December, just remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So let's go out there this December and drain the banks.